Hey, what's up? What's happening, everybody? Thanks for hanging out once again. If you're just checking this channel out for the first time, be sure and hit the subscribe button. I share new records and music I've found and picked up with kind of an accent on reggae and funk and all kinds of cool stuff, but lots of different things. First off, I got to thank Trish Mullins. Once again, has sent me a cool package with some VCLT, some of her latest mixes. I'll show those to you. Believe in Music Volume 1 and Volume 2. I'll give you a look at the track listings here. As usual, they're always a mix of different artists, different styles. Always very cool, very well put together. I don't know how you do it, Trish. That's Volume 2. And she also sent some cool DJ Trish stickers. You can get some of those from her. Thanks again, once again, Trish. You're always sending me stuff. You're always like the first to comment on my videos. I gotta send you something nice one of these days. I do have kind of a mix I've had in mind for a long time that I haven't gotten around to doing. So maybe I will have to get going on that and send you something nice one of these days. I had another CD find the other day. I haven't even listened to this yet, actually, but I went to a record store that had some of their CDs marked down to 50% off. This is brand new. So I picked this one up. This is called Come Dance With Me by the Alpha Boys Band. This is from early 2000s, I think this came out. It was kind of a charity CD. The Alpha Boys School is in Kingston, Jamaica. It was founded in 1880 to take in and educate at-risk youth, particularly boys that were considered unmanageable or getting in trouble with the authorities. It's run by Catholic nuns, an order called the Sisters of Mercy, and it's become renowned ever since for the quality of its music education program, particularly the Alpha Boys Band, which was founded in the 1890s and is still continuing today. Pretty well any young kid growing up in Jamaica wanted to get in this band for the quality of their education and access to musical instruments. Many of the graduates would go on to jobs in the Jamaican military band or professional hotel bands, and also most of the founders of the Scotalites were graduates of that school. Tommy McCook, Don Drummond all came through there. Rico Rodriguez, who worked with the Specials and passed away late last year. And another one was Johnny Dizzy Moore, who was one of the founding members of the Scatolites, who recalls that you had to be kind of a juvenile delinquent to get admitted to this school. So he wanted to get in there so badly. He spent like 2 years actually acting up and causing trouble until finally they placed him in the school, which was where he wanted to be. So this, I believe, is mainly recordings by the current band at the time with some old ska instrumentals from previous graduates on here. Like I said, I have not listened to this, but that's what the track listing looks like. So that'll be a cool listen. And like I said, I believe that was a charity CD that came out to benefit the school, which is still continuing to this day. And actually some cool pictures in here. One of the famous heads of the school was Sister Mary Ignatius, who was a nun with fierce discipline, but also a fierce love of music, which she imparted to her students. And the graduates of that school still have a bond that ties them together to this day, kind of like a fraternity. So on to some vinyl finds. Not too much for the thrifts lately, but I found this one. This is the Bells Studio A. It's from 1972. Kind of a weird gatefold there. The Bells were a Canadian group, kind of soft pop. I have kind of a weakness for those late 60s, early 70s squeaky clean vocal harmony groups. I don't know what it is, but that one was actually pretty good. I think that might actually complete my discography of them. But a bit of folk and country on here. Got covers of Take Me Home Country Roads by John Denver. Actually better than the original if you ask me. And some Gordon Lightfoot songs on there. good stuff on there. One in the cheap bins at the record store that I just found. Temptations, Solid Rock. It's a nice gatefold there. That is on Tamla. Norman Whitfield production there. And record store finds. Came up on this one really cheap. This was like $5. Swamp Dog, Rat On. This is from 1971 on Elektra. Swamp Dog, his real name was Jerry Williams, I believe. He'd been a producer for various artists. He'd written like 2 books of poetry and a novel by the age of 18. I think he dabbled in a television show as well. And had been producing for various other artists. Kind of got frustrated at his lack of ability to express his opinions and stuff on record, so he came up with the eccentric kind of Swamp Dog persona. And he is very much rooted in the Southern soul, very gritty kind of R&B, but just kind of this gonzo, eccentric personality to go along with the music. Very cool album. There's a real slight warp on this one, which was why it was marked down so cheap, but plays perfectly. And I was talking a bit about a bookstore where I've been finding some good stuff lately. They'd got in a big collection from a US radio station, they said, and like a lot of obscure rock I've never heard of and just don't see much of in this area, and also some kind of funk and soul stuff, which I've been picking up the odd good piece there. Nobody else that hits that store seems to be checking out that kind of stuff. And one I found was Malo Evolution, which is, I think, the last one I need to complete their 70s albums. Beautiful gatefold sleeve there. Just feast your eyes on that artwork. Malo is Jorge Santana's band. He's the brother of Carlos Santana. So very similar Latin, rock, soul and funk on there. Couple of sealed ones from the same bookstore, the same collection. These were crazy cheap. Bohannon, Getting Off. This is from mid-70s, 76 on Dakar. This one was sealed. He's basically funk, disco guy. Pretty much straight rhythm, groove music on side A. Side B, he kind of mellows it out a bit. More instrumental stuff. Very cool find. And this one I've heard a lot about in the VC. I got this sealed as well, really cheap, under $10. I was quite surprised. Never seen it around before, but Bobby Humphrey, Satin Doll. And of course on Blue Note. Won't talk too much about this one. It's probably pretty well known. Jazz flute with kind of a funky edge, produced by Mizell Brothers. Very cool find, very happy to get that. And I did some digs on the weekend. Went out to Commercial Drive, actually, which is a street in Vancouver where there's like it's very multiculturalism, very multicultural. You can find like Ethiopian restaurants, Portuguese coffee shops, and pretty well anything you can think of, all within a stone's throw of each other. And of course, there's a couple of record shops there too, which sometimes get some Caribbean style music. Not too often, but once in a while. And the first one is called Audiopile Records. There's their custom sleeve. And I found this in their new arrival bins for reggae. This is a 12-inch single from Hugh Mundell on his Munrock label. I actually thought this must be a reissue when I first saw it. You just don't see records like this laying around. But it's actually an original from 1983. And I was talking about Hugh Mundell a couple of videos ago. This was from the same year he was murdered. So, Hey Good Lookin', maybe not his best tune, but it's pretty good. So very happy to score that one. It was priced pretty reasonable for condition too. And the sleeve is one of those funny ones I've talked about a bit before, where in Jamaica, to save money in the manufacturing process, they'll take an LP sleeve from some other record and turn it inside out and use it over again. And if you can see that, it's actually Neil Diamond's sleeve in there. Pretty funny. And I went to, also from the same spot, yeah, I'll get those later. I went across the street and a little bit down to another store called High Life, which is, as you can imagine from the name, it's got kind of a world beat slant to their stock. They don't usually get a whole lot of used records in. It's mainly reissues and CDs. But I walked by there, they had some cheap bins of records out the front, and I started flipping through them. And actually found this one. This is Dennis Brown, that's him right there, and John Holt, that's him right there. This is a duets album they put together in 1985, I believe. It's called Wildfire. The title track was a big hit for them. I've known that song for years. I have the 12-inch version of it, but never seen the LP of it. I left it in the sleeve because the cover's kind of coming apart, but it is a UK pressing on TADS. Great sound quality on this. The vinyl is in perfect shape. Very rich, dynamic sound. And I was actually blown away by this album. I kind of wasn't expecting a whole lot from the cover art, but these two are just having a ball, and a really enjoyable album from start to finish. Dennis Brown, I could do a whole video on him. I've got to keep it brief, but he's a legend in Jamaican music. Passed away unexpectedly in 1999. Pretty well anything he recorded in the 70s is classic, and he's in fine form on this one as well. John Holt was the lead singer of the Paragons, who recorded for Treasure Isle in the 60s. He wrote and sang Tide is High, which was covered by Blondie, along with many other hits, and they revisit some of those classic songs on here, and just throwback to kind of the classic Jamaican harmonies of the 60s. Kind of updated for the 80s on there. And one other they had was Tommy McCook, another Alpha Boys band graduate, saxophone player. This is Lover's Time. It's an original US press on Carl's Records from 1976. Produced by Bunny Lee, backed by the Aggravators, Robbie Shakespeare on bass here. Musically, kind of middle of the road sax instrumentals, which was kind of the risk with that one, but it's the risk you take in these things sometimes. It's not every day you see a Tommy McCook album laying around, and some of them are pretty dope. But back to the first store I went to, I picked up 2 live LPs, kind of not something reggae is really known for. I'm not a huge fan of live albums myself, but there are some noteworthy reggae ones, and I found this one, Gregory Isaacs. This is Live at the Brixton Academy. It's 1986, I think. It's a UK pressing again on Kingdom. This is kind of a legendary show. He's backed by the Roots Radix Band, Flabba Holt, Bingy Bunny, and just running through all his hits. He's got the crowd singing along with him, unprompted. Just a classic set. There's a video out of the performance as well. Gregory Isaacs is another well-known name in Jamaican circles. He's just like Dennis Brown. I could do an entire video just on him, and maybe I will one day. So Live at the Academy, happy to pick that one up. And last up, another live one from Toots and the Maytals. More people will probably be a bit familiar with them. This is actually a special white label on Island. This is a pre-release limited edition numbered copy. It's number 1221 there. This was recorded at the Hammersmith Palais in 1980, and the record was pressed and put out the same day, within 24 hours, which made the Guinness Book of World Records. So never seen this around before. Glad to pick it up. Great show. Kind of got his standard personnel on here with the original Maytals on backing vocals, and Carl Harvey actually on guitar. I've talked a bit about him in some previous videos. He's from Toronto, legend on the Canadian music scene, still very active. I'm actually friends with him on Facebook, and he joined the band about this time, and has been with them ever since. So that's all I've got for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed, and I kept it under 15 minutes. I'm getting better. So take care, guys. Hope everybody's doing well out there, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.